Hey guys, like to talk about some of the features of the game. First up is ship mode. Ship mode is the space sim portion of the game. This is where you can fire your guns, you can fire your secondary weapons if your ship has them. This is where you have your HUD, your readouts. This is where you can manually thrust in the 6 primary directions, maybe to strafe, to avoid obstacles in combat. This is where you pilot your ship. This is where you fly. Right now I'm using the joystick. You can also use the mouse. I'm going to switch to the chase camera. I have an afterburner, and I also have the option to turn off auto thrust. Auto thrust, what it does is it keeps you moving forward. If I turn it off, I keep moving in the same direction of travel I was, which demonstrates the Newtonian physics, which I believe makes a space sim really fun to fly. If I re-enable auto thrust, my ship will automatically compensate and keep me moving forward. I can use my afterburner to kind of help it out. So one of the unique features of Void Destroyer is ship switching. Now in a lot of space sims you only pilot one ship, even though there's all these other ships around as your allies. I've always thought that this was something a little bit lacking, and I always wanted a space sim where I could just instantly switch to another ship. So the idea is that you're remotely piloting these ships, and if I just press a key here, I'm in another ship. This ship has missile launchers and also a torpedo launcher that shoots missiles. If I switch to another ship, this ship has quad guns as well as a point defense turret. This ship is more maneuverable than the other ships. It is, however, lighter in armor, but it is faster. So ship switching gives you all these different options, and I believe it lets you have a more interesting gameplay because, hey, you can switch to the larger ship to take on larger ships, or you can dogfight, whatever you prefer. It's up to you. Maybe you have a particular game style, or maybe you just want it all like me, which is why I created ship switching. Here we have a frigate. It's heavier, it turns slower, has bigger weapons, more armor, but against another frigate it might be a better choice. The other aspect of ship switching is what happens when the ship you're in is destroyed. Here I'm going to manually self-destruct this ship, and in most space sims what happens when the ship you're in dies is the game is over, right? But not in Void Destroyer. In Void Destroyer, chances are that when the ship you're in gets destroyed, you simply switch to another ship. You get to continue the fight. So yeah, this is another thing I wanted in a space sim. I've always wanted to not be confined to one ship, and I didn't really like it when a particular ship of mine died. I just wanted to change to another ship and continue the battle. Now, you are in-game, if the command ship dies, if the ship that your in-game avatar dies, then the game does end. However, the command ship is tougher than an ordinary fighter or a frigate, so you have some options there. There is another way to switch ships. Instead of the blind key commands, it is this GUI here that sorts ships by ship class, and you can click on a ship and you can see what they're doing. You can pause and unpause gameplay and you can switch to that ship. Now I'm controlling this frigate. I go into my GUI and I want to control this corvette. Maybe I want to see what it's doing first. I switch to it and now I can do that. So this GUI here, I think it's more basic than it needs to be. I think it could really use a designer's touch to be a lot better, and that is one of the goals of the Kickstarter, to be able to overhaul this, make this a lot nicer interface. Right now it looks kind of like a Windows interface that I kind of threw together, but I think it could really benefit from a designer's touch, an artist's touch. So to wrap up, Void Destroyer, you can directly pilot your ship. You can switch to another ship, maybe this missile corvette. If the ship that you're in dies, no problem, you'll just usually switch to another ship and you will continue the fight. I hope that you enjoy these features, and thank you for watching.